AudioBooksTube is glad to produce, publish, and offer. We all have a hidden power, waiting to be activated. By Sage D. Esotreasure. In a world governed by the principles of cause and effect, the belief that humans are simply passive players in life's unpredictable drama is both limiting and untrue. Thomas Troward, a key thinker on the creative process, explores a much deeper reality. Each of us holds immense creative power, a power that mirrors the very forces that shape the universe. According to Troward, this creative potential, present in every person, allows us to mold and manifest our reality. To fully unlock this power, however, we must first align ourselves with the universal laws that guide creation. Troward's work goes into detail about how individuals, through aligning their thoughts and intentions with universal principles like truth, love, and beauty, can tap into an infinite well of creative energy. He argues that the creative process begins with focusing on high ideals. When we concentrate on positive, life-affirming thoughts rather than letting fear, negativity, or limitations cloud our minds, we initiate a chain of events that transforms both our internal landscape and the circumstances of our outer world. In a reality often perceived as chaotic and unpredictable, Troward offers a message of hope. Through conscious reflection and alignment with universal principles, we are not helpless participants in life. Instead, we are active creators. His teachings call us to embrace responsibility for our lives and encourage us to become architects of our own destiny. By learning to apply these universal truths, Troward believes, we not only foster personal growth but also contribute to the greater evolutionary process of the universe. Each individual possesses a remarkable creative potential, a potential that mirrors the universal process of creation. Rather than waiting for life to happen to us, we have the power to shape the world around us. Our creative abilities reflect the same force that crafted the cosmos, and by learning to align ourselves with universal principles, we can use this power to manifest our desires and create positive change in our lives. The first step to realizing this creative potential lies in understanding that our thoughts are powerful causal forces. Just as the cosmos operates through a system of cause and effect, so too does the human mind. Our thoughts and beliefs are the primary factors shaping the circumstances of our lives. By focusing on positive and constructive concepts, we can set the stage for prosperity, health, and joy. It is essential to understand that this creative force is not random or chaotic. It operates under the same universal laws that govern the physical world. The law of cause and effect, which states that every action has an equal and opposite reaction, applies not only to the material realm but also to the mental and spiritual dimensions of existence. By recognizing that our thoughts plant the seeds of future circumstances, we become more aware of the responsibility we have for the realities we experience. Just as a seed contains the potential to grow into a tree, our thoughts hold the power to become the experiences of our lives. This creative force works through harmony. To be effective, the individual's creative power must align with the greater interconnected system of the universe. True creativity cannot exist in conflict or discord. When a person's intentions or actions are out of sync with the harmony of the universe, the result is often frustration, obstacles, or failure. However, When we align ourselves with the principles of harmony, truth, and love, the universe responds by creating opportunities, opening doors, and clearing paths that are in line with our intentions. To fully harness this creative power, we must go beyond mere intellectual understanding. The process requires self-awareness, a state that begins with self-contemplation. Just as the universe contemplates itself and expresses life in various forms, we too must learn to reflect on our thoughts and intentions. This process of self-contemplation helps us become aware of our deeper desires and goals, allowing us to focus on them with greater clarity. There is a strong link between intention and manifestation. When we direct our thoughts toward a specific outcome, we begin to influence the material world to bring that outcome into existence. This process is not magical or based on wishful thinking. Rather, it occurs through aligning our inner world, our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, with the outer world of form. The clearer and more consistent our focus on what we want to create, the more energy we generate to bring it into reality. Understanding the interaction between spirit and matter is a crucial part of this process. Spirit represents the dynamic, active force that initiates creation, while matter is the passive substance that takes form in response to this creative impulse. Troward describes this interaction as polarity, the interplay between active and passive forces. For individuals, this means combining focused thought, the active force, with action in the physical world, the passive force, to achieve tangible results. Thought alone is not enough, it must be accompanied by action to fully manifest our desired outcomes. Self-awareness plays a central role in the creative process. To use creative power effectively, individuals must first understand that their thoughts, beliefs, and emotions are constantly shaping their reality. This is where self-contemplation becomes important. By becoming conscious of our habitual thoughts, we can choose to align them with our desired outcomes. The more aware we are of the thoughts and beliefs that influence our actions, the more control we gain over the creative process. The concept of individual creative potential also underscores the importance of growth. Creation is an ongoing process, not a one-time event. Both the universe and humans are in a state of constant evolution. As we expand our awareness and understanding, our capacity for creativity increases. The more we learn, experience, and comprehend, the better equipped we are to use our creative power to shape the world around us. To put this creative potential into practice, we must focus on positive, life-affirming thoughts. Qualities such as love, health, abundance, and joy should be the focus of our creative energy, rather than allowing fears, doubts, or limitations to dominate our thoughts. By doing so, we align our creative power with the universal laws of life and bring ourselves into harmony with them. The creative energy that governs the cosmos is mirrored in each individual's potential. When we understand this, we actively participate in the ongoing creation of our reality. Through this process, we not only shape our lives but also contribute to the greater creative force at work in the universe. In conclusion, the creative process in each individual is a reflection of the universal creative force. By aligning ourselves with universal principles and focusing on positive, life-affirming thoughts, we can harness this creative potential to shape our reality. Troward's work is a reminder that we are not passive recipients of life's events but active creators capable of influencing both our personal growth and the broader evolution of the universe. The reality we experience isn't something imposed on us by external forces or random chance. Instead, it's shaped by our ability to comprehend and act in alignment with the universal principles that govern creation, principles like polarity, harmony, and cause and effect. These laws are always in operation, offering us the chance to consciously shape our lives. By becoming more self-aware, setting clear intentions, and taking consistent action, we can influence our personal lives and the world around us. The creative power of the universe isn't an external force, it's an inherent part of us. The principle of cause and effect isn't limited to the physical realm. It governs our thoughts, emotions, and spiritual experiences just as effectively as it does the material world. Much like gravity, it operates continuously whether we notice it or not. Simply put, every action has a reaction, every thought has a consequence, and every intention initiates a chain of events that shapes our reality. Understanding this law reveals that our lives aren't molded by random events or luck, but by the causes we set in motion with our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. This law teaches us that nothing occurs by accident. Every experience, whether success or failure, happiness or sorrow, results from something that came before. When we understand this, we unlock the ability to control our personal evolution and the circumstances around us. Rather than being passive participants in life, we become proactive creators, realizing that life doesn't happen to us, it happens through us. What we encounter in the world is often a reflection of the causes we've created internally. At a spiritual level, the thoughts we hold on to and the emotions we cultivate aren't fleeting moments. They are causes that ripple outward into the fabric of our existence, eventually manifesting as circumstances in our lives. Negative beliefs, fears, and limiting thoughts contribute to the struggles we face, just as every hopeful thought, confident belief, and act of kindness shapes the positive experiences we enjoy. This realization fundamentally changes the way we view life. Instead of attributing challenges to external factors, we begin to see that much of what we experience originates from within. If you feel stuck in any aspect of your life, whether it's financial issues, relationship problems, or health challenges, it's easy to blame bad luck or other people. But a closer look often reveals that these recurring patterns are rooted in habitual thoughts or attitudes you've held for years. This isn't about placing blame on yourself. Rather, it's about awakening to the power you have to change your circumstances. Taking responsibility for the causes you've set in motion gives you the ability to reshape your life. One of the most empowering aspects of this law is that it provides the tools for transformation. If your current situation is the result of past causes, you can create new outcomes by initiating new causes. By consciously focusing your thoughts, emotions, and actions on what you desire, you begin to shift the effects in your life. This isn't about ignoring reality or pretending problems don't exist. Instead, it's recognizing that you have the power to plant new seeds, even if your present life feels like it's full of weeds. For example, consider someone who constantly thinks about scarcity, telling themselves, "I never have enough," or "I can't afford this." Over time, these thoughts solidify into beliefs, which then shape experiences like financial difficulties or missed opportunities. The cause is the consistent focus on lack, and the effect is the continual experience of that lack. But once this person consciously shifts their focus toward abundance, possibility, and gratitude, their reality begins to change. At first, the changes may be subtle, a small financial gain here, an unexpected opportunity there, but over time, their entire life can transform. This process doesn't involve magical thinking. It's a direct application of the law of cause and effect. As you shift your beliefs and behaviors, the effects will change. However, it requires patience and persistence. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a plant, new thoughts and actions need time to bear fruit in the material world. The law of cause and effect is precise, operating like a mathematical formula. Change the cause, and the effect will eventually follow. Many people struggle with this because it can be difficult to remain consistent long enough to see results. It's essential to remember that every thought and action matters. Even the smallest, seemingly insignificant thought has the power to influence your life. A common mistake is thinking that our thoughts are trivial or harmless. People might indulge in worst-case scenarios or give in to worry, believing it won't have any real impact. But just like the pebble that creates ripples when dropped into water, our thoughts send waves out into the universe, attracting experiences that match their frequency. In the same way that thoughts matter, so do actions. While our thoughts set the stage, it's our actions that bring those thoughts into the physical world. You can think positively all day long, but if your actions don't align with those thoughts, you'll struggle to see the results you want. For instance, someone who desires better health may focus on thoughts of vitality and wellness. But if their actions, what they eat, how they exercise, and how they care for their body, don't support those thoughts, their efforts will be limited. To fully experience the effects you desire, both your thoughts and actions must be consistent. Ultimately, the law of cause and effect is a profound reminder of our power and responsibility. Life isn't something that happens to us, it's something that happens through us. By consciously directing our thoughts, choosing our beliefs, and aligning our actions with our desires, we can shape our lives in ways that are fulfilling and meaningful. This process takes time, but it's inevitable. As we plant seeds of positive, constructive thoughts and actions, we will eventually reap the rewards of a life that reflects our highest aspirations. The universe isn't indifferent to our desires, nor is it chaotic. It's responsive, constantly reflecting back to us the causes we create. With this understanding, we can step into our true creative power, knowing that we have the ability to shape our destiny one thought, one action, and one cause at a time. In grasping this truth, we recognize that each small decision holds weight. The life we lead is not just a result of large, significant events but of the daily causes we set in motion. Through our choices, we have the power to craft a reality that aligns with our hopes and dreams. By understanding the law of cause and effect and living consciously, we become active participants in the grand process of creation. The creative process begins with a fundamental principle, the act of self-contemplation. At the core of creation lies the concept that spirit, or the universal creative force, generates reality by first becoming aware of itself. This self-contemplation is not a passive act, but a dynamic, intentional process. Spirit, through the recognition of its desires and its nature, initiates the manifestation of those desires into the physical world. To grasp this idea, think of a painter standing before a blank canvas. Before applying any paint, the artist must envision what they wish to express, perhaps drawing from memories, emotions, or abstract ideas. The painting exists first in the artist's mind as an act of internal contemplation. Without this inner vision, the canvas remains blank. Likewise, spirit, by contemplating its essence, brings forth creation. The universe is akin to the artist's painting, an outward manifestation of spirit's inner self-contemplation. This perspective holds great power because it implies that everything in existence, from the galaxies to the smallest particles, originated as a thought, a moment of spirit contemplating itself. This self-recognition set the creative process into motion, and through contemplating its infinite potential, spirit began to manifest life, matter, and form. This wasn't a mere fleeting thought, but a deliberate focus of intention and desire. Being inherently creative, spirit couldn't simply exist in an abstract form. It needed to express itself, and the universe is the result of this expression. The act of self-contemplation is not something that happened once in the distant past and then ceased. Rather, it is ongoing, continuously unfolding. Every moment of existence is a reflection of spirit's perpetual contemplation of itself. The stars still shine, the planets still orbit, and life keeps evolving because spirit remains actively engaged in creation. Creation, therefore, is not a finished product, but a living, breathing process occurring in real time. As spirit contemplates and expresses itself through the ever-expanding universe, we witness creation in action. What is particularly intriguing is that this self-contemplation doesn't merely result in the physical formation of the universe. It also manifests in the individual experiences and realities of each being. In this sense, every individual is a microcosm of the universal creative principle. Just as spirit contemplates itself to bring forth the universe, individuals, through their own self-contemplation, shape their personal realities. Reflect on your own life for a moment. Every decision you've made and every path you've chosen has been influenced by your internal thoughts, beliefs, and desires. Before taking any action, there's always a moment of internal contemplation. It may be brief or even subconscious, but it is present. This personal form of contemplation mirrors the universal process that Spirit uses to create the cosmos. When you think about who you are, what you desire, and what you believe, you engage in self-contemplation. And it is this inner reflection that generates the conditions of your life, just as Spirit's self-contemplation generates the conditions of the universe. This realization suggests that we are not mere passive recipients of life, but active participants in the creative process. The same principle that governs the creation of stars also governs the creation of our individual experiences. Our thoughts, beliefs, and self-perceptions are the starting points for everything we encounter in life. Just as Spirit contemplates its infinite potential and manifests the universe, we contemplate our desires, fears, and dreams, and these thoughts set in motion the circumstances of our lives. This leads to an empowering conclusion: if you can change how you think about yourself, you can change your reality. The process of self-contemplation is fluid, adaptable, and not fixed. You have the freedom to contemplate new possibilities and envision new realities. In doing so, you set the creative process in motion in a new direction. The key to this transformation lies in your awareness of your own power to shape your life through the thoughts you focus on. When Spirit contemplates itself, it doesn't only recognize its existence but also its limitless potential. Spirit sees itself as infinite and filled with boundless creative energy. This same potential exists within each of us. The challenge is recognizing it. Too often, we limit ourselves with negative or restrictive thoughts. We might think of ourselves as small, incapable, or unworthy. However, these are distortions of our true nature. In reality, we are capable of far more than we often realize. The creative power of Spirit flows through us, and by turning our attention inward and contemplating our true potential, we can tap into this power. When we align our self-contemplation with the principles of Spirit, recognizing our creativity, power, and potential, we begin to manifest lives that reflect these qualities. Our experiences become richer, opportunities become more abundant, and challenges become more surmountable. The world around us starts to shift to match the internal changes we've made. Ultimately, self-contemplation isn't just a spiritual practice, it's a practical one. It teaches us that creation begins within. By consciously shaping our thoughts and focusing on our highest potential, we engage in the same creative process that brought the universe into being. And just as Spirit continues to create and expand, so too can we continuously recreate and expand our lives. The possibilities are as infinite as the universe itself. The only limit is the scope of our self-contemplation. This creative process is deeply interconnected with the larger universal forces that permeate all existence. Recognizing this interconnectedness is vital to fully understanding creation. Each of us possesses individual creative ability, but this personal power is not separate from the universal force. In fact, our creative energy is an expression of that greater force. Just as a wave is part of the ocean, our individual creativity is part of the infinite ocean of universal power. This concept of unity and interconnectedness is fundamental to the creative process. When we set out to create something in our lives, whether it's a project, a relationship, or even our sense of self, we are not acting in isolation. Our thoughts, intentions, and actions are part of a much larger system. The universe is constantly in a state of creation, from the formation of galaxies to the growth of a single flower. We are embedded in this system, and our creative actions contribute to the larger tapestry of existence. Understanding this unity allows us to align our personal creative efforts with the natural flow of the universe, making our creations more powerful, harmonious, and enduring. In this interconnected system, harmony is crucial. Just as an orchestra must play in sync to produce a beautiful piece of music, our creative endeavors must align with the universal principles that govern all existence. This alignment ensures that our creations resonate with the natural order of the universe, allowing them to flourish. The act of creation is not separate from the rest of existence, but deeply connected to everything around us. As we create, we are participating in the continuous expansion and evolution of the universe. This awareness enriches our creative potential, as we understand that our individual actions ripple out into the broader cosmos, influencing not only our lives, but the world at large. In the grand scheme of existence, every act of creation hinges on a harmony with universal principles. When we align our creative endeavors with these laws, such as balance, growth, and evolution, we unlock the full extent of our creative power. However, when we act in opposition to these principles, whether through selfishness, fear, or ego, we introduce discord into our lives. This discord often manifests as obstacles, frustrations, and failures, reminding us that harmony is not about limiting our desires, but understanding that the universe operates through balance. Imagine the consequences of creating in disharmony, such as exploiting others or seeking short-term success at the expense of long-term growth. This behavior is misaligned with the universal law of harmony, and the results will eventually reflect that misalignment, often leading to failure. The universe is designed to foster balance and the well-being of the whole, and when we attempt to create in ways that disrupt that balance, we face resistance. On the other hand, when we create with an understanding of our place within the greater system, the universe supports our efforts with an incredible force. This universal backing allows our creations to flourish, often with ease and fluidity. This is why some individuals seem to achieve success effortlessly. They have learned to balance their unique creative power with the flow of the universe. When our efforts align with the natural rhythms of existence, they become part of something much larger than ourselves, transcending the limitations of individual effort. Consider nature as an example. In an ecosystem, every component, from the tiniest microbe to the largest plant, contributes to the overall equilibrium. If one species falls out of balance, the entire system is affected. Similarly, the creative process cannot occur in isolation. Every thought and action we take contributes to the intricate web of reality, sending out ripples that affect the whole. When these ripples are harmonious, they result in growth, abundance, and success. However, when they are discordant, they lead to struggle and failure. If you're enjoying this audiobook and finding value in the content, we kindly ask you to take a moment to subscribe to the channel. A large portion of our listeners and viewers haven't subscribed yet, and by doing so, you'll help us grow and continue bringing you more high-quality audiobooks. Your support means a lot to us, and it's just one click away. So, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to stay connected and never miss out on our latest releases. One key insight from this interconnectedness is that our creative power is not in competition with others. This may seem counterintuitive in a world often obsessed with competition and scarcity, but the truth is that creative energy is abundant. The universe is an endless wellspring of possibilities, and there is no need to fight over limited opportunities. Instead, we can all tap into this infinite source of creative energy and realize our own visions. Authentic creative expression is not about dominance or control, but about contributing positively to the whole. When we recognize this, the illusion of separation fades, and we understand that we are not isolated beings trying to impose our will on the world. We are deeply connected to the fabric of the universe, and our personal power is part of the greater creative force that sustains all life. This realization underscores the importance of unity in the creative process. When we acknowledge our oneness with the universe, we no longer feel the need to struggle against life's currents. Instead, we learn to move with the flow, trusting that the same force that sustains the stars and gives life to all beings will also support our personal creations. Unity also teaches us that creation is not only about setting intentions and taking action, but also about being open to receiving guidance from the universe. Sometimes, the universe provides exactly what we need in unexpected ways, and by staying attuned to this larger system, we can recognize and accept these opportunities as part of the fulfillment of our goals. Intuition plays a crucial role in this process. It connects us to the wisdom of the universe, guiding us to make decisions and take actions that are in harmony with the flow of life. By listening to our intuition, we align ourselves with the universal creative process, allowing our efforts to unfold naturally and effectively. Ultimately, the creative process is a collaboration between the individual and the universe. It is about recognizing that we are part of something far greater than ourselves, and that our personal creative power is most effective when it works in harmony with universal laws. This collaborative approach allows us to tap into an infinite well of potential, enabling us to create not just for personal gain but for the greater good. True creation, then, is not about imposing our will on the world. It's about participating in the ongoing dance of life, where every act of creation is a contribution to the whole. This understanding shifts the way we view the creative process, helping us see that each of our efforts adds to the ever-evolving tapestry of existence. Our creativity is not isolated but woven into the very fabric of the universe. The concept of polarity also plays a fundamental role in this creative process. At the heart of creation is the dynamic interplay of opposites, forces of polarity that drive manifestation. This duality, the tension between spirit and matter, is essential to the formation of life and the material world. Spirit represents the active, initiating force, while matter is the passive, receptive substance. Together, these forces interact to bring the unmanifest into the physical realm, transforming potential into reality. To better understand this, think of spirit as the ultimate creative impulse, the driving force behind all manifestation. Spirit, by its very nature, is active, always seeking expression and form. It is the source of intention, desire, and will. On the other hand, matter is the receptive medium through which spirit's creative desires are realized. Without matter, spirit would have no vehicle to bring its ideas into existence. Matter gives form to spirit's intentions, allowing them to become tangible and visible. This relationship between spirit and matter is what makes manifestation possible. Spirit supplies the creative idea, the energetic push toward realization, while matter receives this idea and gives it shape. This dynamic is similar to how a sculptor uses clay to bring a vision to life. Without the clay, the vision would remain intangible. Likewise, spirit needs matter to transform its intentions into reality. The two are inseparable. Creation cannot occur without both elements working in harmony. Polarity is evident throughout nature. Consider the relationship between a seed and the soil. The seed holds the potential for life, the active principle of spirit, but it requires the soil, the passive element of matter, to nurture that potential. Without the soil, the seed remains dormant, unable to manifest its inherent life force. However, when planted in fertile ground, the seed draws from the nutrients and energy in the soil, enabling it to grow into a living plant. This interaction between the active and the passive, the seed and the soil, is the essence of polarity in action. The seed provides the active, initiating force, while the soil offers the receptive substance that allows life to flourish. This same dynamic plays out in our own creative processes. When we have an idea, that idea is the active principle, the spark of spirit. But for the idea to take form, it requires a receptive medium, whether it be time, resources, or action, to nurture it into being. Spirit and matter must work together, as neither can manifest without the other. In this way, the creative process is a constant dance between the invisible and the visible, the potential and the actual. It is through the interaction of these opposing forces that all creation comes into being. By understanding and working with these polarities, we can better navigate our own creative journeys, harnessing the power of spirit and matter to bring our visions into reality. In the dance of creation, spirit within us acts as the force that yearns for expression. However, this creative spark requires a medium to manifest. Think of this medium as the physical actions we take to realize our ideas, the materials we gather, or the external conditions we align with to nurture our intentions. Just as a seed needs soil to grow, our creative ideas need a fertile, receptive environment to take root and flourish. This relationship between spirit and matter is not merely one of opposites but a dynamic balance. It's in this equilibrium that creation truly happens. If the spirit is overly active, driven by ideas alone, without any receptive matter, it remains pure potential, never crossing into the realm of form. It's akin to having a brilliant idea but never acting on it. On the flip side, matter without spirit's guiding influence is lifeless and inert. It's only when both forces, spirit's active push and matter's passive receptivity, are in harmony that creation unfolds. This explains why some creative efforts fail. When we focus only on the idea, the spiritual aspect, without engaging meaningfully with the material world, our vision may falter. We might possess grand, inspired ideas, but without action or the right medium, these ideas can never materialize. Conversely, if we get too bogged down in the logistics, obsessing over details without keeping sight of the original vision, the process stalls. The balance between spirit and matter is crucial, and losing it means losing the flow of creativity. The principle of polarity teaches us that creation is an ongoing interaction, not a one-time event. Spirit and matter are constantly conversing, shaping and reshaping reality around us. Manifestation is a continuous unfolding of potential into form. Each time we conceive a new idea or intention, we engage in this dialogue between spirit and matter, drawing from the active energy of spirit and the passive substance of matter to bring new creations into the world. This ongoing exchange between spirit and matter is also what drives change and evolution. Since spirit is always seeking new forms of expression and matter is ever ready to receive that expression, the world is in a constant state of creation. New life forms, ideas, and innovations continuously emerge as a result of this creative dance. The universe, at its core, is a perpetual creator, fueled by this balance. On a personal level, this means that we are active participants in the larger process of creation. Every thought, intention, and action we undertake is a part of this interplay between spirit and matter. By becoming more conscious of this dynamic, we can harness our creative power more effectively. We can learn to balance the active and passive forces within ourselves, ensuring that our ideas are not only inspired but also grounded in the material world where they can take form and thrive. Polarity is, in essence, the engine of creation. Life is made possible by the tension between opposites. By understanding and applying this principle, we can become more adept creators, realizing our visions with greater ease and harmony. We discover how to connect the receptive force of matter with the power of spirit, materializing the life we truly desire. The process of creation is not a mystery. It is the inevitable result of the interaction between spirit and matter, and it is accessible to anyone who understands and embraces this balance. As we explore the evolution of consciousness, it becomes clear that humanity represents the pinnacle of spiritual development. Unlike other forms of life, humans have advanced to the point where we are no longer passive observers but active participants in the ongoing creation of the cosmos. No longer bound solely by instinct or the limitations of our physical existence, we possess the ability to consciously guide our development, both individually and collectively, by aligning with the universe's creative process. This evolution of consciousness is rooted in the idea that spirit, the fundamental energy behind all creation, has been revealing itself in progressively more complex forms. From simpler organisms to the intricate human mind, there is a discernible progression. The universe's creative energy strives to express itself in increasingly diverse and sophisticated ways. In humanity, this expression has reached its current zenith, sentient beings with not only mental and physical capacities but also self-awareness, creativity, and introspection. However, this stage of development comes with unique responsibilities. Unlike other life forms, which operate mostly through instinct and environmental factors, we have the gift of conscious choice. We can shape our lives, our societies, and our future through thought, intention, and action. Our consciousness is not a static entity but an ever-evolving one. Through our decisions and beliefs, we actively contribute to the evolution of our own awareness. This capacity for conscious choice is what sets us apart and makes us co-creators with the universe. For millennia, the spirit has been evolving, manifesting itself in countless forms, but now we have reached a point where we can actively participate in this creative process. No longer subject solely to the forces of nature or fate, we can influence these forces to some degree. This marks a monumental shift in how we perceive ourselves and our role within the universe. Conscious evolution is not just about intellectual growth or the accumulation of knowledge. It involves expanding our awareness of who we are on a deeper level, recognizing that we are more than just our physical bodies, more than our immediate experiences, and more than the roles we play in society. It's about understanding our connection to the larger creative force of the universe and realizing that we can tap into this force to enact meaningful change in our lives and the world around us. The power of conscious evolution is significant. Unlike other species, which evolve through gradual biological processes, humans can evolve at a much faster pace through conscious choice. Every thought, decision, and action contributes to our personal growth. We are continually shaping our consciousness, either expanding it through self-awareness and intentional development or limiting it through fear, ignorance, or resistance to change. The key to this conscious evolution lies in understanding that the creative process is always at work, whether we recognize it or not. Just as the universe continues to expand, so too does our consciousness. Every moment offers an opportunity to evolve, to grow, and to contribute to the unfolding of our personal and collective potential. By embracing the principles of spirit and matter, polarity, and conscious evolution, we can step into our role as co-creators with the universe. We can align ourselves with the forces that shape existence, realizing our visions not only for personal gain but for the greater good of all. This is the true essence of creation, not an act of dominance or control, but a harmonious participation in the ongoing dance of life. The universe is in constant expansion, and we, as conscious beings, have the remarkable ability to direct our own growth within this vast framework. Unlike other forms of life, we can choose to elevate our awareness and align ourselves with the fundamental principles that govern creation. By doing so, we step into our full potential, actively shaping not just our individual lives, but also contributing to the collective evolution of humanity. This journey of expanding consciousness is both a personal endeavor and a shared responsibility. Our growth influences not only ourselves but also the greater human collective, creating a ripple effect that spreads throughout society. As more individuals awaken to their creative potential and take conscious control of their evolution, a shift occurs, one that leads to deeper levels of awareness, compassion, and understanding on a global scale. This path of conscious development, however, is not without its challenges. It requires us to dig deeper into the meaning and purpose of our existence, looking beyond the surface of our everyday experiences. We must accept responsibility for our thoughts, emotions, and actions, knowing they are the seeds that will eventually blossom into the reality we live. It calls on us to trust that the universe is constantly guiding us toward greater fulfillment and understanding, and to remain open to change and the unknown. Yet, the rewards of this journey are profound. As our consciousness expands, we begin to see life from a broader perspective. We realize how interconnected everything is, and we come to understand our place in the grand creative process. Recognizing that we are a part of the universe's evolution brings with it a deep sense of purpose and significance. When we align with the natural flow of creation, rather than resisting external forces, we gain the ability to shape the life we truly desire. This makes the evolution of consciousness a tangible, achievable path to greater happiness, freedom, and fulfillment, not just a lofty ideal. It is an invitation to awaken to our full potential as co-creators of the cosmos, to take responsibility for our personal growth, and to actively participate in the ongoing unfolding of life itself. We are not passive bystanders in this process. As agents of change, we have the power to shape our own destinies while contributing to the collective progress of humanity. When we embrace this role, we align ourselves with the infinite creative force of the universe, a force that is far greater than ourselves. Harmony and growth are deeply intertwined in the creative process. The principle is simple yet powerful. Personal development and growth occur when we align our thoughts and actions with the fundamental forces that drive the universe. These principles are not arbitrary or elusive, they are rooted in life, love, and beauty. By focusing consciously on these qualities, we open ourselves to a flow of growth and well-being that touches every aspect of our lives. Consider the universe as a vast symphony, with each part contributing to the overall harmony. When we live in alignment with this cosmic harmony, our lives begin to reflect the same balance and beauty found in nature. Harmony, in this sense, is more than just peace or stillness. It is about being in sync with the natural rhythms of life. It is an internal and external balance where our thoughts, emotions, and actions move together in a way that resonates with the greater order of the universe. When we find this balance, growth follows naturally. Growth, whether personal or spiritual, cannot thrive in isolation or disharmony. It flourishes when we live in accordance with the creative forces that govern all of existence. Life, by its very nature, is constantly evolving and expanding. Trees grow taller, rivers carve deeper paths, and stars continue to form and shine. This continuous expansion is the hallmark of the universe, and we, as part of this cosmic order, are no different. Our potential for growth mirrors this natural evolution. However, for growth to occur, we must actively engage with the process by aligning ourselves with the principles that make it possible. One of the most profound ways to foster growth is by focusing on life itself. Life is the most fundamental expression of the creative principle. Everything that exists, from the smallest atom to the vast cosmos, is alive in some form. By focusing on life, on vitality, and on living fully, we align ourselves with the most powerful force in the universe. This doesn't just mean physical life, but the very essence of existence. By paying attention to the vibrancy of life around us and within us, we invite growth into our own experience. This can be as simple as appreciating the beauty of the natural world, cultivating a sense of wonder, or embracing new experiences that challenge and expand our understanding of life. Another key to unlocking harmony and growth is focusing on love. Love, as a creative force, is more than a feeling. It is a dynamic energy that connects all things. Love is the force that holds relationships, communities, and even ecosystems in balance. When we approach life from a place of love, whether it's love for ourselves, others, or the world around us, we naturally align with the universal principles of harmony. Love fosters growth because it creates connections, nurtures understanding, and promotes cooperation. It breaks down barriers and encourages expansion, both internally and externally. When love is at the core of our actions, personal growth becomes inevitable. We grow in empathy, compassion, and wisdom, all of which enrich our experience of life and deepen our sense of purpose. Beauty is another profound force that fosters harmony and growth. Beauty is not just about aesthetics or what pleases the eye. True beauty resonates with the soul because it reflects the underlying harmony of the universe. When we focus on beauty, whether in art, nature, or even in our interactions with others, we attune ourselves to the order and balance of creation. Beauty inspires us, elevating our thoughts and encouraging us to strive for excellence and perfection. Not perfection in a rigid or superficial sense, but in a way that allows us to grow into our fullest potential. The appreciation of beauty, in all its forms, expands our awareness and fosters a sense of connection to something greater than ourselves. When we see beauty in the world, we are reminded of the harmonious order that governs everything, and we naturally begin to align with it. We connect with the creative process in a way that fosters ongoing growth. By centering our focus on life, love, and beauty, we tap into the core principles that sustain the cosmos. These are not fleeting or transient concepts, they are eternal, guiding forces. When we direct our thoughts and actions in alignment with these principles, we access an infinite source of energy that propels us forward. Thus, growth is not something we need to strive for or force. It happens naturally when we live in harmony with the universe's creative laws. When we align ourselves with the flow of life, love, and beauty, we are carried forward on the path of expansion, effortlessly growing into the fullest expression of who we are meant to be. Harmony is a natural rhythm of the universe, but simply recognizing this harmony isn't enough. To truly experience growth and contribute meaningfully to life, we must take a proactive approach. This means consciously choosing our thoughts and actions to promote love, beauty, and life. By focusing on these ideals, we not only advance our personal development but also participate in the larger creative process. Just as every note in a symphony contributes to its beauty, our individual growth influences the collective evolution of humanity. This journey is both deeply personal and universally significant. As we evolve, we naturally bring more harmony into our lives. This harmony spreads, impacting the people we interact with and the environments we inhabit. The more we align ourselves with these creative principles, the clearer it becomes that our individual development is interconnected with the broader development of the world. We are not separate from the universe, we are integral parts of its ongoing creative process. Harmony and growth, then, are not destinations but ongoing processes. They emerge when we live in accordance with the universal principles that guide all creation. By focusing on life, love, and beauty, we continuously expand our awareness, deepen our understanding, and evolve into fuller expressions of ourselves. This is the essence of personal development, growing in harmony with the universe and realizing our potential as creators within it. Creative power, far from being a lofty philosophical idea, is something profoundly practical. It's a force that we can apply daily to shape our experiences and transform our circumstances. At the core of this concept is the understanding that our thoughts and intentions have real influence on the world around us. When we align our thinking with higher ideals like truth, beauty, and health, rather than dwelling on negative conditions, we access a source of creative energy that can alter how we experience life. This creative power is available to everyone, but it requires conscious effort. Too often, we let our minds slip into negative patterns, focusing on fear, lack, or limitations. These thoughts create obstacles and reinforce the very conditions we seek to escape. However, when we intentionally choose to focus on positive, life-affirming ideas, we activate a different kind of energy. This energy aligns with the universe's natural tendency toward growth, expansion, and well-being. The key is to shift our focus away from what we don't want and concentrate instead on the higher ideals we aspire to. One powerful way to tap into this creative power is by contemplating the divine ideal. This ideal represents the highest possible expression of life, an ideal of truth, beauty, health, and harmony. By regularly contemplating this ideal, we train our minds to look beyond our immediate circumstances and focus on the bigger picture. Contemplation, in this context, isn't just about thinking or daydreaming, it's about deeply aligning our thoughts and emotions with the qualities we want to bring into our lives. When we focus on truth, for instance, we align ourselves with clarity, honesty, and authenticity. These qualities then permeate our thoughts, relationships, and decisions. Similarly, when we focus on beauty, we attune ourselves to the harmony and order inherent in the world. We begin to see beauty not just in nature or art, but in people, situations, and even in the challenges we face. Focusing on beauty expands our awareness, opening our minds to new possibilities and reinforcing the understanding that beauty is not something external or rare, it's a fundamental aspect of life itself. Health, too, is an essential component of the divine ideal. When we focus on health, not just physical well-being, but also mental, emotional, and spiritual health, we strengthen our connection to vitality and wholeness. We become more mindful of the choices we make, from the food we eat to the thoughts we allow to take root. This focus on health isn't about denying illness or pretending problems don't exist. Rather, it's about choosing to prioritize well-being in all aspects of life, recognizing that our thoughts and actions constantly influence our bodies, minds, and spirits. The practical application of creative power lies in consciously choosing what to focus on. Every moment presents an opportunity to direct our attention toward the positive aspects of life. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending difficulties don't exist. Life will always have its ups and downs, and it's important to address problems when they arise. But it's equally important not to let those problems dominate our thoughts or define our experience. By focusing on what is good, true, and beautiful, we create an energetic shift that helps us move through challenges with greater ease and resilience. This shift in focus isn't something that happens overnight. It takes practice and persistence. Our minds are often conditioned to focus on negativity, whether through habit or societal influences. Breaking free from this conditioning takes time, but the effort is worthwhile. The more we practice directing our thoughts toward the positive, the more natural it becomes. Over time, we start to see changes in our circumstances, relationships, and overall sense of well-being. Life becomes more harmonious, more joyful, and more aligned with our deepest desires. Another crucial aspect of applying creative power is recognizing that our thoughts are not isolated. They are part of a larger creative process that connects us to the world around us. When we focus on truth, beauty, and health, we're not only influencing our own lives, we're contributing to the collective well-being of humanity. Our positive thoughts and intentions send ripples into the world, affecting the people we encounter and the environments we inhabit. In this way, the practice of creative power is not just about personal transformation but also about participating in the larger creative process of the universe. It's about recognizing that we are co-creators, contributing to the unfolding of life itself. Ultimately, exercising creative power is about taking responsibility for our own lives. It's about understanding that while we may not control everything that happens to us, we do have control over how we respond to it. By directing our thoughts and actions toward higher ideals like health, beauty, and truth, we lay the foundation for continuous growth and well-being. We begin to experience life not as passive observers but as active participants, capable of shaping our reality. Through this practice, we turn from simply reacting to life's circumstances to consciously creating a life that is aligned with the principles of harmony and growth. This ongoing process of creation and transformation is what it means to live as a co-creator with the universe, contributing to the collective evolution while nurturing our own development. Growth and harmony are part of the natural rhythm of the universe, but recognizing this alone isn't enough. To truly evolve and contribute meaningfully, we must make a conscious effort to align our thoughts and actions with higher principles, love, beauty, and life itself. These ideas aren't abstract. They form the foundation of a creative process that affects both our individual development and the world around us. Every person's growth is like a note in a symphony, contributing to the overall harmony of humanity. As we grow, the harmony within our own lives spreads outward, influencing our environment and the people around us. Personal development isn't separate from the broader universe, it's deeply connected. The more we align ourselves with these principles, the more we understand that our individual journeys are part of a larger process. This realization allows us to see that personal growth and collective evolution are intertwined. We're not mere observers in this process. We are active participants in the ongoing creation of life. Harmony and growth are not end goals but ongoing journeys, shaped by our commitment to live in alignment with the universe's creative principles. The idea of creative power is not just philosophical, it's something practical that we can apply in our everyday lives. It stems from the understanding that our thoughts and intentions can shape our experiences. By focusing on higher ideals like truth, beauty, and health instead of negative conditions, we access a powerful creative energy. This energy doesn't come automatically, it requires conscious effort. Often, we let our minds drift into negativity, focusing on fear, lack, or limitations. These thoughts create barriers, reinforcing the conditions we want to escape. But when we shift our focus to positive, life-affirming ideas, we tap into the universe's natural flow toward growth and well-being. A key way to apply this creative power is by contemplating the highest expression of life, what we might call the divine ideal. This ideal embodies truth, beauty, health, and harmony. When we align our thoughts with these ideals, we move beyond our immediate circumstances and begin to see life from a broader perspective. Instead of being overwhelmed by daily challenges, we focus on the bigger picture, one that aligns with the universe's principles. Contemplation is more than just thinking or imagining. It's about deeply connecting our thoughts and emotions with the qualities we want to bring into our lives. For example, focusing on truth invites clarity and authenticity, which influences our decisions and relationships. Focusing on beauty attunes us to the harmony and order of the world, helping us see beauty in nature, art, and even challenges. This shift in perception opens our minds to new possibilities and reminds us that beauty is a fundamental part of life, not just an external or rare occurrence. Health, in this context, goes beyond physical wellness. It includes mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. By focusing on health, we strengthen our connection to vitality and wholeness. We become more aware of our choices and how they impact our overall balance in life. This focus on health doesn't mean ignoring illness or challenges, but rather prioritizing well-being in all aspects of life. Exercising creative power is about consciously choosing where to place our attention. Every moment offers the opportunity to focus on the positive aspects of life, even in the face of challenges. While difficulties are inevitable, they don't have to dominate our thoughts. By shifting our focus to what is true, good, and beautiful, we create an energetic shift that allows us to navigate obstacles with greater ease. This process takes time and effort. Our minds are often conditioned to dwell on negativity, but with practice, it becomes easier to focus on the positive. Over time, this practice leads to noticeable changes in our lives, relationships, and overall sense of well-being. We begin to experience life as more harmonious and aligned with our deepest desires. In the end, the practical application of creative power is about taking responsibility for our lives. While we can't control everything, we can control how we respond. By focusing our thoughts and actions on higher ideals, we contribute not only to our own growth but to the collective well-being of humanity. Copyright 2024 by AudioBooksTube. Thank you for listening. Please consider to subscribe, like, and share to help the channel grow new videos on a daily basis.